Yes, hello? Honor, a new battery technology, you say? Wow, that much better? You want me to put it in what? A Samsung Trifold? Yeah, the new one. Yeah, I think I can do that. Honor just told me they have these new silicon carbon batteries that hold a lot more than other cell phone batteries. And they want me to try and add them to the new Samsung Galaxy Z Trifold, which is this crazy triple folding phone, as part of announcing their new battery technology at Mobile World Congress, which is the big mobile cell phone trade show in Spain. And I've taken a look and I think it might be possible. But there's one problem. You can't buy one of these phones in the US yet. They're only available for sale in Singapore, UAE, mainland China, and Korea. So you know where we're headed next. Okay, so I've been looking at a teardown from Jerry Rig Everything. I think this is gonna work, but it'll be a little tricky. This is about the size of one of the batteries. Another one's over here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove material from the sides to make this work. There's cables that pass through here. I don't know. I'm gonna do the best I can. This is gonna be tricky. Like, these are definitely wider than Samsung batteries, and so I'm gonna have to find extra room on the sides to make this work. A huge thank you to Honor for sponsoring this video. Let's go buy a phone, but first, I need some cash.
Round one done.
The ATMs here have a 3,000 RMB per withdrawal limit, so I'm having to do a whole bunch of transactions.
All right, ready to go to war here. I mean, shopping.
And no, I am not worried. Shenzhen's one of the safest places I've ever been. It's one of the advantages of having so many cameras around.
Yeah.
Do you have any of these in stock?
Maybe you need to wait the last 4 weeks. It's the
Wait,
last,
4 weeks
yeah,
more?
4 weeks more.
Okay, all right. So you're not getting any stock right now?
Of course.
Yeah. Have you gotten any or only this one?
Only that one.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Totally struck out. It sounds like they've only gotten that one display model. Now we go to plan B. What I'm about to do is why I got all that cash.
Yeah.
我要这个。这个。No. Okay. 可以。对。
512
Yeah.
512
Yeah.
Hello, USD.
Get this done quickly.
Hello, just
Yeah.
take the phone, no take the face. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand. This is the
Day.
date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I open and then pay the money. But if it's good, I buy it.
Yeah.
I buy it, no problem. Yeah. Okay. What country is this from? From Shenzhen? Korea? I'm just being careful.
Maybe you can try this.
Oh, great. Yeah. Great. Oh, that's fancy. It's okay. It's good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy every day.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
you.
Bye. Well, that was a total success. That was easy. I might have paid over. Might have paid $100 too much. Didn't quite understand where it came from, but maybe it came from China. Somebody's got inventory somewhere. Man, the markets are so busy. This feels busier than usual. It's just a couple weeks before Spring Festival. I think everybody's doing their last little shopping here. I'm gonna go take this thing apart, but first, I need some tools.
你好。
你好。
我是黄的朋友。
Let's see. What do I need? I actually don't know. I think I just need Phillips, maybe? Start with that. It's Saturday and Huang's still at home, but he said he would come over, I think. This is the infamous Tool Brothers stall. I've known them for like 10 years now. If you come to Shenzhen, they're behind the McDonald's on the south side of Shennan Blvd. They'll hook you up. I'll put their booth number in the video description. I'm gonna need glue to put this thing back on. What do they got? T700. Gravity Magic Rubber, that sounds good. Simulate the taste free. A hint of scent. I need a metal shim for cracking phones open. Oh, here, let's get some spudgers like this. Hey, 你好. Oh, how? How the heating screen removal tool. Perfect. 我要这个. 这个在哪里? 好的，好 ，OK， yeah， 好，还是一点点。我 need one of those prying tools。我要开这个。I need to open this one. 对 ，yeah, I think that's it. What else? Hang on, let me see what's on my list. Okay. Oh, 还是这个。要这个 Okay. Yeah. Okay. And okay. 可以 $40, $30, $40. 好的，谢谢你。
Hello, brother.
Hello.
I know you, brother.
You know from where?
Yeah, from you.
From YouTube. Yeah.
How
You know-
often you come China?
Now like a few times a year. All right, let's take this apart. So it works. That looks good. I'm both excited and really nervous to crack open a $3,000 phone. Sometimes you just gotta do it. I bought a screen removing mat from Tool Brothers. Basically, it's just like a hot pad. Here goes nothing. Oh, I've sliced through it, proper broken it now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to remove this without doing so much damage, but that's what this one is for. So as Bunny Huang says, who's the infamous Xbox hacker, he says, when you're modifying a device like this, one to break, one to actually modify, and one to leave intact as reference. I have more phones in my future here. I can't tell if it's a metal or a ceramic. But watching Jerry Rig Everything's video, this looked a lot easier to get into. Oh, it's like a fiberglass or something. Okay, haha, I'm in. This is exciting. I want to know what these are. Oh, they're screws. Uh-oh. I bet those relate to the hinge. A huge shout out to my friends at Troublemaker. It's a maker space here in Huaqiangbei. You can check them out. I'll put a link to them below. They hooked me up with space here at the last minute to film this part. Very grateful. I don't like removing batteries. Ooh, that's thin. How does this fit? Oh, this is, oh, I think this is gonna work. Okay, so I can just get this inside these screws. If I were to take out all of these screws, I could move these two halves apart. This is where the end of the hinge is. I can cut up to those screws, and that means I cut this side a little bit, but it'll totally fit, like right up to the screw line. Yeah, width is the big issue here. Beautiful. I mean, not beautiful, I've mutilated it, but yeah, that's not great. So I need to be really careful down there or just not cut there at all. I mean, it looks like this is just a whole bunch of metal. Same thing as this side. Thickness is not gonna be an issue. Let's do the last panel here. All right, that was better. Go through and remove 16 million screws. Cool. Let's get this battery out of here. I don't know why there are magnets. Oh, these magnets talk to the other magnets through the screen. Talk to the other magnets, are attracted to the other magnets. I'm tired. The other thing I need to figure out is my battery situation. So the battery management system does a ton of different things. So it protects the battery. It prevents it from getting too discharged, too charged. I think it even does like heat management, all that good stuff. So this up here is gonna be the BMS. What I wanna do is swap this part for the same part over here, but I need the battery management system to be the Samsung one so it knows how to talk to the Samsung. What I should do is put the phone back together, put the battery in it, make sure the phone boots, and then we can swap them. Let's see if we can get this to turn on. Yes, okay, it boots. So what I want to know is if I screw up my battery transplant, will I know? So if this is unplugged, does it still boot up? Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's good. So this one we're gonna try and keep as long as possible, and then we're gonna cut it as short as possible on this cell. And then I should be able to tack them together. So I need to go buy a spot welder so that I can swap these.
你好，我要一点点。我要这个。Smoke? No, thank you. I don't smoke. This one. For batteries. 坚持. Yes. Yeah, okay. This one, yeah. Yep. Just like that. Oh, and this is the bottom. A with Z. Spot welder, yep. I need this. That's good. Oh, yeah. Okay. 可以 Yeah. 要这个 Yeah. 215. About 30 bucks. Oh, and it has a nickel. Great. And I bet you power it with USB-C. And 2 magnets for I don't know what. Good to go. Okay. 好的。好。谢谢你哦。谢谢。Okay.再见. See you. Huang wasn't there, but I was super easy, so I think I am good to go. I guess I just plug this in via USB and be off to the races. All right. We got flush cutters and my spot welder. Oh, dang it. I ripped it. Okay. To say which is which, I might have to go get a multimeter. Okay, so that is positive. This is positive. Okay, great. If that went on like that, then this goes on like this. That side is done. Just make sure it looks good electrically. Yep, we've got continuity up on these pads here. Should be good to go. Beautiful. Okay, the moment of truth. Does it turn on? Here we go. Oh, it's out of battery, but that's a good sign. This has been charging for 10 minutes. Let's check again. All right, we're at 21%. This should boot now. Yes, this is totally gonna work. Yeah, we're in business. Look at that, 22%. It's charging, baby. Yes, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fit everything in here and make it look good. Okay, I have one more thing to check to see if this is possible, and that is the hinge. I bought a little cheap Dremel-like grinder set here. I'm just gonna grind into a few things and make sure the hinges still work. Okay. Okay, there it is. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So this has a cover over it. That's the width. Oh, and I need to go just past the batteries. Okay, this should work. I think we're good. It's doable. It's gonna be very, very tight. Yeah, piece of cake. No worries. It's a little bit softer, but not a big deal. So the next step is to make a CAD drawing of this so that I can properly CNC mill these out. All these extra spaces for the batteries. I might send this out to be scanned instead, like I did with the Apple Watch. That worked pretty well. I think that's gonna work though. Okay, I cleaned these up as best I could, and I'm headed over to the shippers to ship them to the 3D scanning service, and I should have 3D drawings back in the next couple days here. Yeah. 我再来一个 Samsung Trifold， 可以吗？
哦，我给你看，但是它有贵了一点点。
Okay. 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 Good. Thank you. I'm over at Huang's booth. So I have some carbon fiber openers so that hopefully I don't scratch the back this time. Also, I realized I need adhesives to put it back together. So I've got a couple various ones. I've got Huang's own Xuan Hou brand. Yeah. And then we have a bunch of applicator tips. Do you have alcohol, IPA?
We have too many people use the 酒精.
酒精? What's 酒精? What is this? What is it? Yeah, that's what I want. We've got alcohol of unknown variety. Probably not isopropyl, like methanol maybe. More glue. Clean room wipes. These don't leave any like strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
89.
89.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I'll come back. I'll probably see you like tomorrow or the next day. Come back for more things.
Okay.
Okay, see you, Juan. Thank you, bye. He's the best, absolutely the best. Should have everything I need. If I don't, he's just across the street, so super convenient. Another day, another phone. I'm gonna try and take this one apart now without breaking anything. In particular, I don't want to scratch anything, but I also don't want to break that screen. I think I know what I'm doing now. Let's hope. All right, let's start on this panel again. I think the same order as before. All right, success. Okay, we're there. There is the screen. Things are looking up. So I have an issue, which is I thought the batteries were smaller than they actually are. And I just don't have a lot of extra room. So what I want to do is figure out, like, this is a bottom speaker. I'm thinking maybe I need to be able to remove that. So I'm going to try removing that and see if the phone still boots. And then we're going to pull the speaker here. And so I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to reattach the screen. There's that. All right, let's turn this thing back on. Huh. That should work. Well, if nothing else, we should be able to play some video. Okay. We have sound. All right. Off to the races. Yeah, when this was down, I came through and I just sliced that cable right there. That cable actually folds over. Clearly gonna have to go buy another phone to get a working screen out of. I do have budgeted enough for 2 more phones. Well, that was an expensive lesson. All right, I'm gonna tackle this again tomorrow. I managed to sort out a more private place to film and work on this project. Let me make it look a little bit nicer in here. I rented a few lights. That's much better. Let's get into it. Got my test phone here. I want to swap out all 3 batteries for the new Honor cells. So let me get those. We're gonna have to swap the BMSs over on the 2 big ones. I've got the little one already done. I want the ones without BMSs. That one is good. Work. All right. I'm gonna get the batteries that I got from the first phone out and modify those. So first step is to remove the BMS off these and transplant it over. Now, these are slightly different. I don't know if the BMSs care. This is definitely the middle one and this side. Yeah, so these unfold this way. Here, try not to short it. Okay. That's working. We're in business now. That'll get you going. May need to redo that one. Okay, that went better. Pull this battery. Beautiful. All right. Come on. I do have a phone I can test this with, actually. I put it in this phone, and this will help tell whether I fried that BMS or not. I think we're good to boot. What I don't know is if this battery is charged enough. Let me try putting it on charger. Yep, there we go. Sweet. Let's swap in the other 3 batteries. This one goes here. This one. Oh, and this one got broken. It's not super pretty, but. All right, phone. Okay, this is easy to diagnose because I can just plug back in the original batteries and see which ones work. There it is. Okay, so maybe it's that middle battery. Okay, this is reading 37, and it's blinking, which maybe means charging. I'm gonna go with it. That's the charging indicator. All right, let's try powering it off and see if we can get it to power on with the other battery. Yeah, it's charging. Hey! Boots. Sweet. Okay, so I have all 3 batteries switched over. This is now on all Honor batteries. That's exciting. Now, I really just have to fit them in the phone, which is gonna be the harder part, I think. More time consuming for sure. But yeah, this is gonna work. I just gotta cram it all in now. I just got the parts back from being 3D scanned. So I gotta figure out how this is all gonna fit mechanically. We're gonna cut pretty close to this edge. Since these are bigger, they're gonna have to go down here. So we're just gonna have to go all the way to the bottom, all the way up, and then over as far as we possibly can without getting in the way of these holes, because that's where the hinge attaches. I gotta make sure to preserve enough holes here for the hinge to fit on there. These are going in here. So this is the board that goes here with all the cameras on it. And this guy goes here. So I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna carve out this section here. This is gonna go underneath. This is gonna actually sit on top of the battery, which means this section has to get a little bit thicker. I think that will work. I think this can just bend up a little bit. That will sit underneath. Yeah, makes this a little bit more complicated mechanically, but I think it'll work. So I'm thinking I need to have some sort of cover made for this that is, so it's replacing this guy here with something that's like a bit of a box, like has some space under here. So that can slide over the top. So one of the questions is like, what can I carve out with the CNC mill here? So let's take a look at the files that came back from the 3D scanning service. This looks great. Wow, they really drew everything. This looks really good. Sweet. Okay, so now I have full scan of this, and I need to draw in here how to carve this out. This is what I have designed. So I cut out this area here, like cutting this section out here, and that will be where this battery fits in. So it'll fit in this section here. So that's where the battery will go. Yeah, we'll cut that out on the CNC mill. Let me do a 3D print of this with the section cut out, and that way I don't have to spend all the time machining this before I know whether this is gonna work. Let me go do that. Okay, this is a kind of rough 3D print, but this is just testing where that, oh, that's sweet. That's gonna be perfect. Goes in like that, but it's gonna sit on top. Here, let me get the one that has the right BMS on it. So this goes here, and then this goes like that. Great, but this now sits too high. So if I put this cover on, it doesn't mate there. So I need to make this cover thicker. All right, let me design that here. All right, so I realized I don't actually need a box. I just need like a shim that just goes around the edges. And then I can use this as the lid of my box. So I've got, so printed out, this is the shim here. And the idea is that it will go like this. And then I will glue this on top of there. and that will sit there. And if I do it on my 3D print, actually, I can see how these fit together. Ooh, yes. Yes! Okay, this looks great, actually. Chinese New Year is in just a few days and everything is starting to shut down. The markets, stores, restaurants, ATM machines are running out of cash. I gotta get out of here before I can't get anything done. So I'm gonna head home to my workshop to finish this up. All right, back in the shop and ready to mill out these phones. Finish this up for real. I'm gonna make some fixtures to hold them on the Carvera mill, and then I'll start milling out the middle here. All right, I've got a 3D printed stock here. This is the scan, the unmodified scan. Okay, that looked pretty good. I probably should have stopped it a little bit sooner, just to avoid milling out the bottom. Let's do a test fit up just to make sure everything fits like it should. Okay, so looking at this here. Oh yeah, this is just with the stock BMS, but looks great. I feel like I should procrastinate and not do this, but I think I'm just gonna jump into it. Looking good. Whoops, broke a bit. Not quite sure how. I just think it's enough little pieces flopping around as I'm doing this. So I'm not gonna change anything right now. I'm just gonna keep going, I think. Well, that is not optimal. I don't know, maybe I need better support or something. I don't know. Well, I've got more tooling, so I'm just gonna keep feeding it tools, I think. Well, despite the broken tools, that went pretty well. It's looking good. So 2 little touch-ups there, but that went quite well, all considering. All right. That took a lot of finishing passes. Oh my God. I didn't even mill this aluminum, but it just deforms like foil. But I think this is gonna be my ticket. Fits pretty darn well. I'll take it. Tomorrow I'll make 2 more of these now that I know kind of what I'm doing and mill the other 2 out. Another day, another thing to mill. All right, let's load this up and see how it goes. Look at that magnet picking up all the steel and neodymium. This is going well, surprisingly well. That looks great. This is really coming out well. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit under the microscope. For now, I'm gonna get to milling that 3rd section. 3rd and final section on the right. I did the test milling, it looks okay. And we'll do it for real, fingers crossed. 3rd one is done. That inside edge there is pretty sweet. I think the next thing is to do a test fitting here over on my electronics bench. So let's see how these batteries fit. This, and then this one, that's looking pretty good. And then this one, perfect. The next thing I wanna do is I wanna put the hinges back in here and see how that all fits together. Moment of truth. It folds. Okay, so this goes first, and then that one folds. We're getting there. We gotta get this battery to fit. So I gotta cut a section out of the hinge. Can I mark that? Take that hinge back out. I'm gonna remove these screws and see what's going on with this hinge. The section we need to remove is right here. Oh my God, look at that. That is crazy. Well, I definitely need to just cut the plastic here, I think. There we go. Oh, that doesn't have a spring in it. We'll see. Oh no. Yeah, this is just floppy. Okay, this is rubbing. Yeah, that hinge is not working so well anymore. That's a problem. I mean, it still folds. I think we just forge ahead. Onward. This is the still intact phone. I am going to take this apart, try not to break it, reassemble it with the Honor batteries. Okay. Super tight. Okay. Batteries are out. I need to take this screen off, put it on the modified phone, move the batteries over, and button things up. I have 30 minutes before I need to leave for the airport. There it is. I'm not gonna fuck with it anymore. We're just gonna assemble it now. For all the marbles. Oh, thank God. All right, moment of truth. Whoa! Oh! Sort of. I don't understand what's happening with these screens. I don't get it. But it works. It turns on. What the hell? Why are these screens so damn fragile? I thought I did a good job on that one. All right, it's booting. We're just gonna button this up. It goes here. It's done, it fits. And I have 15 minutes to get the hell out of here. There it is. Just put a little bit of tape to hold that in place. And then we'll worry about gluing it later. Not too bad.
I'll see you in Barcelona.
Welcome to Barcelona to Mobile World Congress, one of the largest trade shows for mobile phones. This phone now has 71% more battery capacity. The volume of the batteries is definitely larger, but if they were the exact same size as the original batteries, they would have 38% more capacity. Silicon carbon batteries are clearly the way of the future, and Honor is the clear leader in this space with the newly announced highest silicon content at 32% silicon. But what's different about these batteries and why does it matter? To be clear, these are still lithium-ion batteries, but with an important twist. Lithium-ion batteries are limited by the amount of lithium that can bind to the graphite anodes, which is one of the two electrodes. There's an anode and a cathode in a battery. Silicon can hold way more than graphite without increasing the size of the weight of the battery. It can store 10 times more lithium than graphite. Now, the obvious question is, why wouldn't you go to 100% silicon? There's a problem. Silicon expands a lot when charged, which causes the battery to swell, and it introduces really intense mechanical stress, which destabilizes the electrode structure and causes it to break apart. So you have to do something to mitigate that. One of the big ways is by adding carbon, which stabilizes the whole structure. Now, Honor is using chemical vapor deposition to get tiny spheres of silicon that are nearly perfectly round. And that means that when the silicon expands, it expands uniformly, which helps the structure as well. The batteries that I use actually have 25% silicon, which is an industry first. Competitors are at like 16%. However, this new Honor silicon carbon blade battery, which they're putting into the Chinese version of the Magic V6 phone, has a whopping 32% carbon. The overseas version is the version that I use with the 25% carbon. The Magic V6 battery for the overseas version are 921 watt hours per liter, which is a new metric for me, but it basically is how dense are the batteries. The China version is 985 watt hours per liter. Most high-end lithium-ion batteries are in the range of like 700 watt hours per liter. Honor has also improved the puncture resistance of their batteries by 40%. Also, they have the first cathode material to reach 4.75 volts, which again, further increases the amount that the battery can store. They also have greater stability under high temperatures, which is obviously super important. Now, why does any of this matter? The battery is the single largest component in phones. Phones are continually getting more energy hungry, particularly with on-device AI, and companies are always trying to shrink down the other components of the phone to make more space for the battery. But as a consumer, I want a slim, small phone that fits in my pocket. I'm sure you do too. Simply said, battery capacity is hard to increase. It really hasn't increased that much over, say, the past 10 years. So making an increase this big, 38%, it's pretty incredible. Now, there's lots of other really interesting battery chemistry. Lithium-ion isn't the only game in town, but most of those battery chemistries are still really experimental, or they have significant problems that prevent them from being productionized into consumer electronics. And so Honor productionizing silicon carbon batteries and actually putting it in a shipping phone that lasts a long time is really hard. I'm just super impressed. I'm very thankful that they sponsored this video. This has been a super fun project, and it's really cool to be on the bleeding edge of smartphone technology and get to be one of the first people to get hands-on with it. And speaking of which, they have a bunch of really cool stuff here to show off at Mobile World Congress. They have a robot phone that has a multi-axis camera gimbal built into it that unfolds from the back of the phone. Super cool. And then a bipedal robot that's been walking around, as well as the Magic V6, which is the world's thinnest folding phone. It's a two-part phone. Folded up, it's thinner than my iPhone 16 Pro Max. Actually, I'm really interested to try carrying on a day-to-day basis. Like, I could see myself using this phone. If you want to learn more, go to honor.com, and I'll see you again soon. And if you see me here at Mobile World Congress, come say hi. I'll talk to you soon.